Hi guys, and I'm just gonna say that I just watched the Bayern Munich Mainz game, and the full-time score on that was Bayern Munich 6, Mainz nil. Um, the reason I'm doing this video is because the German league is now is getting to the wire, and you have both teams, Dortmund and Bayern, really fighting each other for the title for the league. Bayern and Dortmund, both of them being out from the Champions League, which means it's really going to heat up, and therefore I just wanted to take a look into this game and see what Bayern Munich, how are they recovering. They lost the game in midweek Champions League, out of the Champions League, and I have to say that this performance from Bayern Munich was absolutely incredible. Yes, it was against Mainz. A lot of you might say, "Oh well, that's just a mid-table German team." You know, they are a decent team, but you know, Bayern Munich, you still have to play these games, and you still have to play them and win them convincingly to show your fans that you're back. So for me, it was very important, and Bayern Munich really showed their class on the night. James Rodríguez, for me, he's back. He had a hat trick in this game. You know, two wonderful finishes from outside the box. And for me, I feel James Rodríguez now, even he scored another goal last week against Wolfsburg. Another game that Bayern won 6-0. So back-to-back 6-0 wins. James Rodríguez, for me, is back. You know, I don't know if Zidane is going to get him back for Real Madrid, but Bayern also have the option to make the deal permanent, or will they just sell him to some other club? He's been linked with Arsenal as well. But for me, this is the James Rodríguez that we've been waiting for, that we haven't quite got to see consistently throughout the season, and also this is the James Rodríguez who looks like he's in full fitness. He has he looked sharp. He looked like he had a spring in his step. He had pace. He had everything in this game to offer. And technically, we all know that James is just he's from a different planet technically, because what he's able to do, his vision, his technique, his execution is second to none. You know, definitely one of the best players in the world when it comes to just pure technical ability. So it was great to see him with a hat trick. Um, a youngster who I think is a phenomenal player got his first Bayern Munich goal. That's 18-year-old Alphonso Davies, Canadian international, signed from Toronto in the MLS, and it was amazing to see him get his first goal. I did mention him about the next generation players who I think will do really well. Check that video out as well. And Alphonso Davies is become the youngest goal scorer for Bayern in the league for the last 20 years, breaking Roque Santa Cruz's record. He's a great player, Alphonso Davies. Physically, he's a beast. Technically, he's also good. He's a great finisher, and he showed that with a very well taken goal, a volley from around 12 yards. It was really good goal from him. His first goal for Bayern Munich, and I'm sure there are many more to come. Did really well was Kingsley Coman. Kingsley Coman was another player who I mentioned in players who I think will become top players in the world. Kingsley Coman, 22 years old, had his injury issues. Looks like he's back as well. Looks like he's back in full flow, in form, and he scored a wonderful goal as well. And along with Lewandowski, of course. So Kingsley Coman, for me, you know, if he plays his cards right, Kingsley Coman, he could be the successor to Frank Ribery. Frank Ribery now is 36 years old. You know, Bayern and Munich at some point have got to look at it and say, you know, who is going to take up that position and make it his own for the next 5 to 7 years. And for me, when I look at Kingsley Coman, I see potential that he could be that guy. You know, Kingsley Coman, incredible player, speed, dribbling, and his understanding and decision making is at the age of 22 for me is one of the best. You know, he just needs to keep himself fit and keep consistent, and Kingsley Coman will go a long way. So that's it for this game. Bayern Munich, they're at the top of the table right now. With the way Dortmund played against Hertha Berlin, they're both teams that are going to take this Bundesliga right down to the wire. So it's going to be very interesting to see who does well and who comes out on top eventually. now that both teams are out of the Champions League, like I mentioned, it's going to be a lot more interesting. So stay tuned for more reviews. And yes, please also do check out some of the other videos and some of the other segments, preferably Scout Watch or Transfer Breakdown. And there's an international break again coming up, and we might look at a few international games. That's it from me. Thank you, and until next time.